I can't believe I haven't done one of these in like 6 months. The influencers have been working hard, but I work harder. And I'm feeling Hello, lemon slices, and welcome back to the Lemonade Stand, or welcome if you are new. My name is Brianna. I'm a certified personal trainer, a big, huge biology nerd, and a registered dietitian to be. We are gathered here today for another installment of you all watching me react to fitness influencers post dumb, dangerous things to the internet while I laugh at them, and also educate you a little bit and explain to you all the reasons why you should not copy them. Before we proceed, if you love science-based health, wellness, and fitness education with some lulz and some dry sarcasm along the way, hit that subscribe button and join the Lemonade Stand. I would sure love to have you here. Without further ado, let's make lemonade. All right, first one. Here we go. This can go wrong in so many different ways. Let's see, the top bar falls forward and completely annihilates his shoulders. What's that spotter even doing? Even with that spotter, if that top bar that he's holding slipped, his shoulders would still probably be done for. What is this adding to your squat? Please tell me, I need to know. I don't know what size plates those are. They look like bumper plates, not iron plates. And since generally bumper plates are all the same size regardless of their weight, I don't think those are all 45 pounds. Actually, hold on, maybe we can see. I don't think those are all 45 pounds. I think they're all probably 10 pounds. Maybe not even all of them, because the ones on the top bar is holding, like the one on the inside looks a little bit bigger. Maybe that one's a 45 and the rest of them are 10s. I don't know. Really, it doesn't even matter. But even if we say all of these are 10 pounds, that's a lot of weight to be doing something this incredibly stupid. Why wouldn't you just squat like a normal person with a bar on your back, sir? Oh, I know why. Because that doesn't get views. Don't do this, friends. Don't do this. Here's another one. I promise the theme today was not just stupid, dangerous versions of squatting. That was not my intention. I promise that won't be the rest of these. The caption on here says that this is a mobility challenge. How is this a challenge? I say this all the time in this series. I swear people just throw the word challenge on a stupid exercise and that like suddenly makes it worthwhile and like something worth doing. But really, I think that people just want to be able to show off all the dumb, dangerous things they can do and then just put them on the internet for everybody to see. Here's an interesting comment that I wanted to read on this. With all due respect, why do this? Having good mobility or being hypermobile doesn't mean you should take the joints through the entire range of motion. Also, this exercise has no benefit other than putting unnecessary stress on your shoulder joints. Absolutely. And that person responded, this is challenge like many other challenges, is done by those who are able to do it. We do not force anyone to repeat it. If you don't have that kind of mobility, you shouldn't repeat it. I am confident in my joints and my mobility, so I am capable of this challenge. And then that person, the original poster responded and said, got it. Being able to do something isn't necessarily a reason to do it, but hey, your body, your choice. I mean, yeah, sure, at the end of the day. But also, again, just because you can doesn't really mean you should. Now, something that was interesting that this person who was doing that in the video said is, she said, we're not forcing anybody to do this. First off, fucking duh. Thank you very much for stating the obvious. When these influencers start catching lawsuits, this is the defense I imagine a lot of them taking. Well, I didn't force anybody to do it. I didn't make anybody do it. Have you met humans? A lot of us are pretty stupid. Fitness influencers give humans way too much credit. If you truly don't think that anybody will try the dumb things that you share, then you are truly ignorant. That's such a weak defense. People are dumb. If you're gonna share yourself doing dumb stuff, at least put a disclaimer. Jackass even uses a disclaimer. Don't do this. This next one is another mobility drill. Sorry, I'm eating a white fudge covered Oreo. The thing that gets me about this one is the on-screen text. Here's a quick hip mobility drill for you to try to loosen up those hips. 3 sets of 10 reps should do it. And also, it's just her, this whole video, I played it multiple times because it was just her repeatedly lifting the bar over her head. So why? She calls it a mobility drill. This is not a drill. This is a way to get yourself sued if somebody else tries this and then splits themselves in half. Now, maybe she was joking with that caption, but I don't feel like she's making it very obvious that she was joking. Where's your sarcasm, potato girl? I have one. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's pretty much the overarching theme with this entire series. I can't even decide who wins the Darwin Award between this girl and the last girl. Don't do this. Here's another one. I guess if I had to name these, I would call them Bulgarian split squats on the run. Get it? Because they're on the treadmill. I'll give you a minute to appreciate that joke. I mean, you could also just do split squats like a normal person. Or you could do like a jumping split squat, which is basically this, but just not on the treadmill. So you have your rear leg elevated on the bench or whatever, and then your other foot planted on the floor in front of you, and then just jump on the foot that's planted on the floor. It's hard. It sounds crazy what I'm describing. I'll see if I can find a video and put it on the screen. That's an option too, or you could just do regular split squats. That's a thing. I personally don't recommend doing this. Okay, so this next one, I actually found a while ago. I feel like this one got circulated quite a bit. I found it a while ago, but I've kind of been saving it because it's ridiculous. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot Batman. Girl, what are you doing? The text on the screen says, add this exercise to your next upper body workout. This emoji. No ma'am, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna read the caption for this. This is a repost from the original, by the way. The caption says, cardio-based burnout. Perform these rows for about 30 seconds at the end of your workout. Targets the back while also getting your heart rate up. But she used like the up emojis. Try with a light weight or perform body weight. Let me know if you try this. And then they tagged the girl who I guess originally posted this. These are not rows. This looks more like practice for how to throw your back out and dislocate both your shoulders all at once, which is quite a feat, I must say. And then she also wrote that you can do these with body weight. I can only imagine how much more ridiculous that looks. You just If I walked in the gym and saw someone doing this, I would immediately go to the front desk and demand a refund for my membership. This is not a gym. This is a stuntman camp. They call it cardio-based burnout in the caption, but I'd hardly call this cardio. You're getting your heart rate up, but you're just moving really fast and using momentum to move the weight. And that's why I said before, like, these are barely rows. I wouldn't even call these rows. You're just using momentum. You're hardly using your back at all. The other day at the gym, I did a cardio-based burnout, I guess you could call it. It was the last thing I did, the cherry on top of my workout, you could say. But I used the treadmill, an actual piece of cardio equipment. I did about 10 minutes of sprinting intervals and it was great. Maybe I'll share it to my Instagram story next week. I just don't understand why anybody would do this, risking their back and shoulder integrity, when you could just get on the elliptical or the Stairmaster or the treadmill. As usual, I want to look at some of these comments because they're hilarious. Right on top, look who comes up first on mine. Scientist with a board. I recommend him constantly. I love Scientist with a board. I talk with him occasionally on Instagram. Very knowledgeable in exercise science and physiology. And he's really cool. Like, I've asked him questions before and he's answered questions that I've had. So I recommend following Scientist with a board. He's an actual scientist. And he said, how is this cardio? Somebody else said, and when you can't move tomorrow morning, have fun with that. I'm just reading the top few in order I'm seeing them. I knew they were going to start killing her in these comments as soon as I saw this. And I gave that one a like because it was funny. I thought the same thing too. I was like, she's about to get dragged in this. This one says, this is what happens when influencers claim to be fitness trainers. Do not do this. LOL. I agree. I agree so hard. Yeah, this is just silly. Just hop on a piece of cardio equipment and do actual cardio. This is stupid. Let's move on. So this next guy is a recurring character in this series, and I will show you why right now. I guess the first part of that was him kind of, I guess, was bloopers. Hey, look at me almost breaking all my bones doing this stupid thing. And then I guess it moved on to him actually doing it successfully, I guess, if you could call it that. So this guy's a personal trainer. I don't know him. I never know these people. But I got tipped off on him because the person who first sent me a video of him doing like the very first dumb thing I've ever seen him doing, she told me that he actually lives locally to her. So while she doesn't know him personally, she is aware of him. And I think she also told me that she actually knows a couple of his clients. In my opinion, it's bad enough that a fitness professional, I use the word professional lightly, by the way, posts things like this, but he has his clients doing ridiculous stunts too. I've shown it before in this series. Just look at the past few episodes. I think I have a playlist of this series. I'll link the playlist at the end of this. So he has his clients doing these stunts too. If that's not a fantastic way to get yourself sued, I don't know what is. All right, guys. So I'm a personal trainer. I say it in my intro. I've worked in a gym before. You guys know all this. It's a common practice to have either a personal training client or like people, if you're a gym owner, when you have people signing up to be a member at your gym, having people sign a liability waiver or a release form or something like that. And it's for good reason because physical activity comes with risk. Even the safest of safe physical activity, like you can break your leg squatting. It always comes with risk. A release form or a liability waiver is generally to protect the fitness facility and / or the trainer in the event of that client sprained her ankle running on the treadmill and now she wants to try and sue. The facility and the trainer are more likely to be protected in that situation because the treadmill is a normal piece of exercise equipment. And by having a client run on the treadmill, they were using it how it's intended to be used. They were properly using it. The client and the facility are more likely to be protected legally because the treadmill is a piece of gym equipment. And by having a client run on the treadmill, yes, they sprained their ankle, but they were using the treadmill how it was supposed to be used for its intended purpose. It would be different if they had their client doing handstands and like running on the treadmill on their hands. That would be different. But they're not. Running on the treadmill is a completely normal standard usage of the treadmill. However, if you have someone incorrectly using a piece of gym equipment and they get injured, they have a lot more legal power to take you down because they could easily argue that you, the professional, are misusing exercise equipment. FYI, none of this is to be taken as legal advice. I am not a law professional. Anyway, I say all that to say, don't do this. And if you're a fitness professional of any kind watching this, I probably don't have to tell you guys. Don't have your clients doing dumb shit either. All right, so this next one that we're going to look at is from the Instagram page Gym Fail Nation, unsurprisingly. Well, that went on for entirely too long. This, my friends, is a good example of what we like to call ego lifting. Ego lifting is a phenomenon often observed in gym goers of the male phenotype. And it's called ego lifting because it strokes their egos for them to be able to say, hey, look, I can lateral raise 110 pounds. They say that, and then they do things like this. Sir, no, you can't. You are not lifting weight. You are moving weight. Now, to my viewers watching this, if all you care about is moving weight, then by all means, lift like this. But if you actually care about training weight properly and using proper form with safety, then I suggest if a weight is too heavy, then you lower the weight a little bit and lift correctly with better form. Or you're going to wind up on Gym Fail Nation's Instagram page because you look like this guy. He's probably not using his shoulders like even a little bit. He's completely using momentum to just jerk the weight up. He's not even using his shoulders to get it up. Using his body to just push it out. What are you doing? I have never, ever, ever seen female lifters in the gym lift like this. I've only ever seen men do it. Why do you guys do that? I'm not saying that women never ego lift, but I feel like, and I feel like you can all probably agree with this, it just seems to be more of a common occurrence in men. What's up with that? Why do you guys do that? Why are you guys so obsessed with lifting as much weight as possible? I think I'm gonna ask my husband, and I'm gonna report back to you guys. Let's watch another one. If I walked into a gym and saw this, I'd call a priest, because clearly he needs to be exorcised. No, not exercised. Exorcised. Like we need an exorcism in this exercise facility. This guy needs to get exercised. Please don't unsubscribe. Let's look at one more. This last one, ladies, gents, and humans, is a good example of what happens when you don't use a spotter.
5-pound plate tried to murder me.
Oh, man. That 45-pound plate was about to take him the f*** out. So as I often like to with these, I read through the comments and I read some valid criticisms, but also, you know, there's a lot of people just talking crap because it's the internet. Some people were like, you should have been using collars. For those of you who don't know, collars are the things where you put them on the ends of the bar by the weight, and it secures the weight plates on the bar so that they don't slide around on the ends of the bar as you're doing whatever lift you're doing. As far as the collar thing, I feel like the answer to that is yes and no. For those of you watching this who are not like super well versed in gym decorum, I generally recommend using collars for safety, but there are some times when one might not use them, and that would also be for the purposes of safety as well. When the collars are on the bar, the weight plates are locked on there. So if you're doing bench, for example, like this guy, and you need to drop the bar really fast because, like, I don't know, maybe you feel like really fatigued and maybe you feel like your arms are about to give out and you just don't think you can lift the weight, and you need to drop the bar really fast. If the collars are on the bar, then you're trapped under the full weight of the bar with the weight plates on it. If the collars are not on the ends of the barbell and you feel yourself kind of getting in trouble and you like need to, I guess, get from under the bar really quick, you can do it heated and just kind of tilt the bar to one side so that the weights slide off and you can like escape, thus freeing you. Although it didn't really go perfectly for him because he didn't let the he didn't let the 45 get off there, and as he kind of was letting go of the other side, that 45 almost murked him. But if you were lifting heavy or going for a new personal record or PR, then you really should be using a spotter. If that guy had a spotter, then that 45 would probably not have tried to take him out like that. So in closing, I don't think he was necessarily totally wrong for not using collars, but I do think he should have had a spotter. That's my opinion. I think beginners should respect their limitations and use collars. However, do know that there is sometimes a justification for not using collars. In conclusion, people say all the time, well, Brianna, why does it matter if influencers post their dumb stuff to the internet? Well, I will say this. You have autonomy over your own body. You should anyway, in my opinion. However, when you have a big following and you post your shenanigans to the internet, that's when, in my opinion, it becomes a bigger problem. Because there are people who are 100% going to do the dumb stuff that you post to the internet. There is somebody somewhere who is going to try what you shared. I think if you are a fitness influencer, regardless of how dumb you sound when you drone on and on about inflammation, you still have a responsibility to share exercises and fitness things that are safe and helpful because people look up to you. And you guys know what I say. With great power comes great bullshittery. And fitness influencers, unfortunately, are very often on their bullshit. Please don't post yourself doing dumb stuff. People will get hurt. And as for some of these, like the last one, that guy was just benching. You know, benching's not stupid or crazy, but for the sweet love of white fudge covered Oreos, respect your limitations and please use a spotter. All right, well, these dogs are all high strung because the Terminix guy is walking around outside. If you made it to this point in the video, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. You are the real MVP. Like if you enjoyed this, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more and hear more of my ramblings and see more of my dogs. I will see you guys in the next one. Queen Lemon, over and out. Okay, do we want to apologize for the interruptions? You guys gonna apologize for screaming? All that screaming that you two were just doing? Oh my God, you're so cute. This is my old man. And everyone, this is our foster puppy, Stormy, for those of you who don't know. She's supposed to be chilling. She just got spayed yesterday. She's been doing well. She's not been messing with it at all, honestly. She's been doing very good. But she's supposed to be chilling, and she's supposed to be relaxing. She's not supposed to be screaming. She's not supposed to be doing all that screaming. I'm gonna go outside. She's very playful and rambunctious. We've been having to keep her, like, we have to now somehow keep her from running around and jumping and being a crazy baby for the next 10 to 14 days. Because her incision is healing. Yeah. And there's my old man. Oh, what a good stretch. Oh, baby girl, stop. Oh, jeez. Say bye.